If you Google the term best sleeping position, you get some pretty interesting results. Apparently, sleeping on your back is best for your spine and the alignment of your back, but horrible at obstructing your airway, causing snoring and sleep apnea. Sleeping on your stomach might be really comfortable for some, but apparently it's the worst position ever for your spine and will result in excruciating neck pain when you wake up. And then sleeping on your side is supposed to be the best sleeping position, but if you sleep on your wrong side, it can compress your internal organs and slow down bodily functions. So what does that actually mean for you? With all of these different opinions that are out there, how do you know what is the best sleeping position? Well, that's exactly what I want to help you out with today. For me personally, when I'm making these recommendations about the best sleeping position, there are two conditions that we need to meet in order to qualify it as the best. Number one, it's gotta be the position that you find to be the most comfortable, that you can fall asleep in, that you can stay asleep in, and that looks different for everybody. But condition number two, and again, this is where I kind of step in, it's gotta be the position that you can sleep in through the night comfortably and wake up with the fewest body aches and joint pains. And once again, this is gonna look different for every person on the planet. You're in charge of number one, but what I wanna do in this video is give you some tips and tricks and advice, recommendations that I make to patients and clients about number two. How to sleep more comfortably throughout the night. We're gonna break that down position by position. I'm gonna give you some recommendations on keeping your back and keeping your neck in a little bit better position, hopefully help you to not only sleep better, but wake up more comfortably. The first position that we'll talk about is sleeping on your stomach. Now, when I think about stomach sleepers, I call it a young person's game, meaning there are a lot of people who are in their teens and 20s and 30s who love to sleep on their stomach, but I don't know that many people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who sleep on their stomach, mainly because of the spine alignment issues that we start to run into. The primary issues that happen in stomach sleepers have to do with the alignment of your spine. First is extension through your neck. So typically you're on a pillow and your head is up here too high. There's this rotation in your neck. Obviously you have to breathe, and so you have to rotate your head. And then depending on the firmness of your mattress, we also get this reverse curve through our lower back, which results in lower back pain. So those are the three issues that we need to take care of. To take care of the extension, what I recommend is a little bit flatter pillow. If you're a stomach sleeper, get a pillow that's a little flatter, that's not gonna cause so much of a crick in your neck while you're sleeping all night. When we talk about rotation, the suggestion that I have there is instead of sleeping right here in the middle of your pillow, come out here to the edge of your pillow. Here in the middle, we have to rotate our neck 80 to 90 degrees to get into this position where we can breathe. Out here on the side, that rotation goes down to 45 to 60 degrees. So it's still a little more than I prefer, but it's better than it was. The other thing that I love, and this is the recommendation that I like to make if you have to sleep on your stomach, grab another pillow, and then kind of prop that here under your shoulder, under your chest, and even kind of down this side right here. And now, as I'm in this position, I'm still on my stomach, but you'll see that my upper torso is slightly rotated a little bit, where I don't have so much rotation at my neck, but it's a little bit more of a neutral position for me to be in. The other thing that I like to do in this position is with this top leg, so I'm facing right, so with your right leg, bend that forward just a little bit, and what that does is, again, it offloads a lot of the direct stomach sleeping. I'm still on my stomach, but there's not as much rotation that's happening at my neck. That's actually a fairly comfortable position that you could sleep in throughout the whole night like that. But what about your lower back? If you like to sleep on your stomach, if you have to sleep on your stomach and wake up with lower back pain, again, it's probably because of that arch in your lower back. What you can do is get a pillow and put that right underneath your abdomen, right underneath your belly button, right below your chest. And what that does is just flattens out that curve. You'll see that where there was a significant arch in my back before, that's now supported by the pillow, keeps my back in a little bit better position. Those are some of the best tips that I have for you for a better night's sleep on your stomach. Now, what if you prefer to sleep on your back? I've got some tips for you as well. The three biggest issues that we run into with back sleepers are, first of all, a pillow that is too full and it puts your neck in this flexed position all night. You might wake up with some neck pain because of that. We've got gravity pulling us straight down, and that acts on our tongue and on our throat. It can close off our airways, snoring, sleep apnea, things like that. And then finally, right down here at our hips. If we've got some tightness in our hip flexors, that's gonna pull on our pelvis all night, creates this rotation at our hips, and it's that constant tension that can result in some back pain when you wake up in the morning. So how do we get rid of all those things? The first thing that we need to do is get a flatter pillow. If you sleep on your back, if you have neck pain or upper back pain, it might be because that pillow is too full. If you sleep on your back, it should actually be a very thin pillow that's going to hold your head in a better, more neutral alignment. For those of us who snore, ask my wife, like she'll be the first to say, I am a bad snorer. What we need to do is minimize the effect of gravity on our throat. You can do that with a couple of pillows. I personally prefer, I actually have this sleep wedge. I've got this one linked in the description down below. But what this is gonna do is it's going to elevate our head without putting that crick in our neck that's going to cut off our airway, right? And so now, instead of bending right here at my neck, I'm hinging down here lower at my hips as I'm sleeping on this wedge. And so it holds everything in just a better position. It really helps to open up that airway and minimize some of the stress that you might feel up in your neck. But then what about the lower back? Again, I mentioned that it's primarily tightness in the hip flexors that pulls on the lower back all night. If we can unlock those hip flexors, that typically results in a more comfortable night's sleep. And so if we can get a pillow, just even a little pillow, and put that right here under your knees, that's going to unlock those hip flexors, decrease the strain on your lower back, and hopefully result in a better night's sleep. So try those out. Finally, let's talk about sleeping on your side. Now, personally, this is my preferred position to sleep in, but there are definitely some things that need to go right in order to make that happen. So the three biggest problems I see with this one: alignment at your neck and waking up with neck pain, waking up with shoulder pain from the pressure of sleeping on your side, and then waking up with pain in your lower back or hips because of the alignment that's happening down there. So let me give you some tips to solve all three of those. Now, when we talk about the alignment of your neck, the problem that I primarily see is people sleep with too many pillows, and it holds their position in this position all night long, where we've got some side bending occurring at the neck. Conversely, you might also sleep with not enough pillow, which is going to put our neck in this position right here. Also not good. That's going to result in pain down here on the lower side. So how do you find the pillow that's just right for you? And again, this is where it's hard. We can't make kind of blanket recommendations because this distance between where the bed is and where my ear is, that's the right pillow for you. And that looks different for everybody depending on how big you are and the size of your frame and how wide your shoulders are, and even how soft the mattress is. If the mattress is a little bit softer, that distance actually compresses. And so your primary objective, your goal here, is to find the pillow structure that's going to keep your neck in a neutral alignment. Not too high here, not too low here. For me personally, this is actually my pillow. I found this pillow that it's stuffed with a memory foam stuffing, but it comes with additional stuffing when you buy it. So you can actually open this up. You can take stuffing out if it's too big for you. You can put stuffing in if it's not big enough for you. Great pillow. I'll have that linked in the description down below as well. But once you find that neutral position, that's again where your neck should be. What about your shoulder? If that causes pain to sleep on your shoulder, there's a couple of things that you can do. If you're right on top of your shoulder, that puts a lot of pressure on it. What you can do is just kind of slide that arm. I'm pushing my arm towards you. Now I'm directly off of the shoulder joint. More of my weight is right on my shoulder blade, and typically that's a little more comfortable. Now the other thing that you can do, and this one is especially true if your mattress is really firm, like I use this one in hotels all the time. Like if you've got a mattress mattress that's like super firm, is we can create kind of a little channel for our shoulder. You get a really small pillow. Sometimes I'll even just get a towel and fold it up a few times. And then when we put our weight down on that, that's going to support my torso. That offloads my shoulder a little bit. That also offloads kind of this down hip a little bit, or the hip that's in contact with the mattress, and just kind of creates a more comfortable position. That's less pressure on my shoulder, that's less pressure on my hip. Again, that's one that I really like if we've got a firm mattress, if you're in a hotel or something. And then finally, when we're talking about the pelvis and the lower back and the hips, typically what happens is this leg comes down, the knees are together, and that pulls on the pelvis and just kind of creates this bad alignment, results in hip pain or lower back pain when you wake up. What we need to do is find a way to keep that pelvis in a more neutral position. This is actually the pillow. I went and got this from my room. This is the one that I use. What I like to do is I'll put that underneath, or excuse me, between my knees, so it looks just like this. That's gonna keep a little separation between my knees. A small pillow will do that. I like the bigger pillow because I can actually put it down between my ankles as well, and then my ankles aren't right on top of each other. But then that's just gonna keep my pelvis in a much better and much more neutral alignment where I can stay there throughout the night. Now, if you want more help sleeping with your neck pain or back pain or sciatica or shoulder pain, I've totally got you covered. Check out this playlist right here for those videos. If you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten yet, hit the circle right here to do that. I hope these tips help you out, and I hope to see you again soon.